So around 3 years ago, my web design basically was getting no inquiries. Things were drying up. I'd never done any advertising or marketing, and I'd never tried SEO on my business. So I tried advertising, but if I'm honest, all the money I put in didn't really give any really good high quality leads. So I decided to have a go myself at optimizing my business. Even though I'm a web designer, I had a fair understanding of how Google works and how SEO works. And the results is now as I get plenty of work coming in, but I understand how hard it is to get your business to stand out. It's that first initial effort to get the first few customers to inquire, the first few quality leads, and it's kind of really struggling to get that ball rolling, initially speaking. It just reminds me like going down the gym. The hardest part is actually getting down there the first few times. Once you start and you get a plan and then you go through that process and you get through a few pain barriers, after a few weeks all those efforts start to show some rewards. And SEO and marketing your business is a very similar approach. So you need two things. Firstly, you need a plan, and secondly, you need to be prepared to put in a little bit of hard work, initially speaking. So how do you get your first 100 customers or 100 inquiries if you're a service? Well, it does come down to the fact that you need traffic in the first place. You need to be found, and then that traffic can become leads or inquiries or phone calls, communication. And once you've got communication, then you can then convert into customers and sales. So as you can see, it's the most simple funnel process, but it does start with a fair amount at the top, and gradually as it gets filtered through the funnel, you get your 100 customers at the bottom. So once you get the momentum going, it just gets a little bit easier. Like going down the gym, you just find the first few weeks are tough, and then gradually you get used to it, and then it becomes a lot easier for you to see the benefit. So today I'm going to share with you what the plan was that I used that worked for me, and how those sales and that traffic came about, and how you can do the same for your business as well. So there's a few stages really to this plan. So if we call this like stage one, and this is going to be the hardest part because you've got to get things rolling, and you're probably not going to see a lot of inquiries or leads come through. And there are three things that need to be in place on stage one. So you need to make sure that you've got your business with Google on Google Business Profile or Google Maps, and you need to make sure the information is correct. So are your contact details correct on there? Have you registered it with the right phone number? Does it actually refer to the right website? Does it have the right name of your business on there? Do you have ownership? You need to get these things set up if you haven't done so already. The second part is just to make sure your experience is showing. So you need to make sure that if you've got any reviews, that they are beginning to show, that you've asked customers that are giving you reviews, or those that perhaps are giving you reviews on other social media areas. So say you've got some Facebook or LinkedIn customers, ask them to put a review on Google too. And you just share a link with them. It's pretty straightforward to do that. And especially if you've been established for a few years, then go back to those old customers and ask them to give you a review based on how they found your business a few years back. And the third area is just to make sure that the information about your business is correct. So it's in the right categories. Not only do you have the right number and the address, but are the business times up to date? And are your holidays up to date too? So these are all just general basic things about your presence on Google Business. Now that in itself may be enough for you to do at this particular moment, but we're going to go on and see what the other stages are, because what that stage one will do is it will get you a trickle of interest. Now moving on to stage two, then this is where you're going to get some inquiries come through. You may even get a few sales come through from this as well. And this will probably take about a month to get this up and running with some momentum. So the first thing of the three things you need to do here is you need to respond to any feedback, any questions, any inquiries. And also when you get that response, so make it into a question and an answer. If you've got an FAQ on your website, convert some of those into Q&As as well. So you can add your own questions, and you can then also answer your questions on there. Why do this? Because Google uses that information when people ask questions about businesses. When people ask a question, they may then bring you up as the answer. So this has an extra effect on getting you found in Google search results. The second thing is to add offers. So what will entice your customers to then inquire about your business? Have a look at what other businesses are doing locally and see what their offers are, and then come up with an offer that either matches or even beats that offer. If you're a tyre company, offer 3 tyres, offer 4 tyres for the price of 3. If you've got a service, offer 20% off. If you've got customers in the past, give them an offer where they can get money off if they refer a friend. There are all sorts of offers you can make, but by having an offer, having a limited time offer, you'll find that might just push a few more inquiries through that become sales. And the third thing is to clear the suggestions Google gives you. So on a weekly basis, you'll find there'll be one or two little things, little housekeeping things to do to keep Google happy. Now you might think those things aren't important, but every time you check those things off and you clear it with Google, you've told the algorithm that you are keeping things up to date. Google wants businesses that are kept up to date, that have done their housekeeping. It wants those ones to be the ones shown to people searching for their services. So that gives you a head start, because most businesses, they get their phase one, their stage one up to date, and then they forget it or they leave it. And this will give you a huge advantage over your competition if you keep it up to date. So the ball's now really rolling. We're really toned up in a sense, and things are beginning to work for the business. So now the third stage, and again, it's divided into three areas. So now through Google Business Profile, you're beginning to get inquiries on a regular basis, and you will see sales coming in too. And so you've got this kind of process where the funnel, you've got some coming in at the top of the funnel and you've got some coming out at the bottom. So now you need to really make this work on a larger scale. You want to scale this up a bit. So what can you do? Well, there are three things you need to do now. Firstly, focus on your products themselves. So Google enables you to offer products. So depending on if you're a service or a shop, but even if you're a service, you can make packages up, you can make gift vouchers up, you can make products themselves from your services. So for an example, if you're a window cleaner, you can make a package where you have your windows done 7 times a year and you get a free inside done at the same time. And there's a package price for that. Or you could do it if you're a personal trainer. You have, say, a gift voucher that enables someone to have 4 sessions with you and they get the 5th for free if they buy it as a package. So these are products for services. But of course, if you've got a shop, you may just have products. Either way, think, what are the products that your customers are asking you for, and then get those up onto Google Business Profile. Second is go back to all your customers again and all the ones that didn't give you a review. And don't just ask for a review, but ask for a video review, because you can put video reviews up as well on Google Business Profile and get them showing on your website. Make sure you reply to those reviews and encourage people to continue to submit reviews to Google. You'll find you'll get a good response if you keep asking people. And that adds to this snowball effect, because now new customers see that you've got 20, 30, 50 positive reviews. So now they've got confidence to go with you. As you put in the work, the whole process gets easier, because people are now beginning to see that you are an authority, you are trustworthy, and you're an expert in your field. EAT, expert, authority, trustworthiness. They're essential, and that's how Google's really secretly ranking your business. And then if you just go back over all those things we've gone through in stages 1, 2, and 3, you get this exponential curve that begins to grow and becomes a lot easier to maintain. And why is that? Because you're responding to what your customers are asking. You're looking into the insights to see what they're actually searching and finding you on. So overall, what you're doing is you're speaking the same language as your customers now. So you can offer them value because you now understand what your audience actually wants. And that's how you get your first 100 sales, your first 100 customers, because you're now able to talk the language by looking at how they've responded to those 2 or 3 months of work that you've just put in to your business. But there is a stage 4. If you want to get more than 100 sales, it's going to get a lot easier now, because you've put in all the hard work. Now it's just about maintaining and building on what you've got. The foundations are in. It's a lot easier to maintain. So what you need to now do is optimize the rest of your Google Business Profile. And there's a really easy way for you to do that, because I put together a video course, and what these videos do is they will help you optimize the rest of your Google Business Profile. So if you want to know how to go about that, then head over to this video now. There's a playlist there, and if you follow each one of those videos, you're going to see a tremendous increase in your sales and customers in the next few months.